Hi, I'm Jamie, and this is Adam.
Hi, Jamie. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic today. Today we're going to show you guys how to properly install your aftermarket carbon fiber props to your NovaX.
Awesome.
So what we're going to do is we're going to basically go over the components for starters, and then we're going to show you how to mount them, and then we're going to explain how to mount them to where they're rotating in the correct direction, because that's pretty important.
Very important. Right. Or a lot of people we've had often say my multi-rotor is flipping over.
Why is it doing that?
90% of the time it's
propeller orientation. Yeah. So we're going to try to really cover that in this video here. But for starters, we need to explain to you what you're going to get when you open up your propeller package. We've already opened our propellers up. We've taken them out of the packaging, and we have them laying on the table, and we're ready to go. For mounting carbon fiber propellers, Loctite is your friend.
Blue Loctite.
Yeah, you don't want the red stuff because it's a nightmare to get that stuff off of there. So our kit basically includes our carbon fiber propellers. We have a small hub, and the hub actually mounts. There's a little recess on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little recess there, and you mount that recess right inside the prop, and then you line all your holes up. So Jamie's going to put a couple dabs of Loctite on these screws, and he's not going to drench them, because if you do that, you could run the risk of all that Loctite falling into your motor.
Small amount. A lot of times I'll just take a toothpick to it.
Toothpick will work. There we go, just a little dab.
Even that, and you can even thin that out a little bit. So, and what we're going to do is just stick it right there into the hub.
Cool.
And you're good to go.
Yep, and do the other one too while you're at it.
All right.
And then we're going to show you guys how to mount this.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, don't use too much.
Got excited. Yep. Don't be afraid to thin it out for sure.
I've got my screws installed. My hub is properly seated. I'm going to line my propeller up over my motor now and line the screws up over the holes. And Jamie's going to run the screws down nice and tight.
Make sure that once you get them in, that you really lock it down. So you definitely don't want a prop flying off.
Nice and snug.
But yeah, make sure it is nice and tight.
There you go. Now, I think the next thing we need to cover, Jamie, which is super important, is making sure that when you mount your propellers, you mount them that the orientation is going the right way.
Definitely. Yeah, we definitely have to do that.
Yep. So if you're looking down at your NovaX, you're going to notice that the front two motors, the pods are actually red.
Right.
And you're going to notice that the back two pods are black. And that's a good indicator of letting you know which way is forward. Not to mention this huge LED light that's on the front is definitely the giveaway.
Yeah.
So what we do is when we start mounting our propellers, we always start with the front left propeller. It's just a simple way of remembering direction and orientation when you start mounting the props. And the front left motor always rotates counterclockwise.
Correct.
So we need to make sure that we install a counterclockwise rotating propeller on that particular motor. And you can recognize that by identifying the leading and the trailing edge of the propeller.
Right.
If you have the propeller sitting on the table, the leading edge always sits higher than the trailing edge. And what that means is when the propeller is rotating, it starts grabbing air here and forcing it downwards through the turn of the prop.
Lift.
So that is how you identify which direction the propeller rotates in. In this particular instance, the front left motor of the NovaX is always rotating counterclockwise, and that's why we've installed that counterclockwise propeller there.
Correct.
The next step for me, which I find the easiest to use, is to take my fingers and draw a straight line across to the rear right motor. And that particular motor has to rotate in the same direction that the front left motor rotates in. It has to rotate counterclockwise as well. So that's one easy way for me to recognize, okay, I have a counterclockwise prop here. I know I need to put a counterclockwise rotating prop here.
Right.
And the cool thing about that is once you've done that process, you can't screw anything else up. You can't mismatch anything because you know the other two propellers are clockwise rotating propellers.
Right.
Because
we've made it easy because we have the L and L.
Yep.
So that match up, and the R and R as
well.
Yep,
correct. So rotates to the left, rotates to the right.
Perfect.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mount my clockwise rotating propellers. Again, you can see the trailing edge and the leading edge and the trailing edge. The leading edge is higher than the trailing edge, and when this propeller rotates, it forces the air down, and it's rotating clockwise. So I'm going to mount this guy, and I'm just going to hand line these up. Obviously, we don't have Loctite on here. You want to make sure you apply Loctite to every fastener.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to draw my finger across, and I know I need another clockwise rotating propeller.
These two will match up.
Exactly. So this is how you 100% verify that you've got the correct rotation.
Absolutely.
Also, another great step is once you have your propellers on, you want to go outside and you want to start your unit on the ground and then just shut the unit off and wait for the propellers to slow down. And when they slow down, you just watch each motor and you can see which way it's rotating. So it makes life a little bit easier that way. Then you have no question whether or not you have the right orientation.
That's excellent. Yeah, this is such an important step because, again, so many times there's people that say, it won't fly.
Yeah.
And
this is why.
This is almost always why it is.
Exactly. So I think we pretty much covered everything.
Absolutely. If you have any questions about it or any other thing with the NovaX, then just hit us up at rclogger.com. We have forums there and we'd love to help you guys. So thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.